Hello and welcome to this special edition of this year's International Women's Day under the theme Breaks the Bias. With me, Dalgai Kulang. My guest today is Grace Dorong, who is the Executive Director of Root of Generation. Grace, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, Kulang.
Okay, you aspire to become a pilot.
Yes, sir.
And you were refused that opportunity. Can you tell us what happened?
Yes, from Kakuma, I managed to go through education, and I think God blessed me with also wisdom, so I could really do brilliantly well. And I found myself a scholarship to go to South Africa, Pretoria Flying School, where I did my private pilot license. So after that opportunity, I couldn't have a further scholarship for my commercial. So I came back to South Sudan and I said, I think since there is scholarship, the government by then was offering scholarship through, it was actually in Bilfarm. So I went to Bilfarm, saw the opportunity to go back for my commercial. So when I did that, one of the general who was by then handling the scholarship actually told me, we cannot be able to take you because the scholarship is actually for men who will come back to build South Sudan. And so we don't give this opportunity to women. It is only for men. Because what will a woman do to support the country? We want men who will come back to build the country. So those words really gave me a big blow. It hit me so hard. I really cried. I cried in that office, then I left. I walked all the way from Bilfarm to Atlabara. Because I felt, why is it so? Does it mean God made a mistake to create a woman or to create me as a girl child? So that was it.
Yeah, as you said, you broke down into tears when you learn you are not to be taken because of your gender.
Yeah.
Now, did you maneuver and find other avenues to follow up on your commercial?
I really tried. There was also another scholarship with the Ministry of Transport on the same issue. I tried. You know, as a young, miserable child, getting an opportunity even to reach an office of a big man or of whoever is responsible is always very, very hard. I tried my best. I even had a letter from the ambassador. By then it was John Guy, who was the ambassador in South Africa. He gave me a letter to come and use it to actually lobby for the scholarship. But that letter didn't help me at all. Nobody paid attention to me. I said, I need to go back and do my commercial piloting. Nobody followed, nobody listened. And so I felt like I was hitting the wrong walls. What is happening? I have my license here, I need to just go and complete. But then it was difficult for me to go through.
Ways with all these, your hopes being shattered, you went on and formed Root of Generation.
Of course, that blow didn't kill my dreams. I felt that there's something else I can still do. So from there, I went ahead and joined Makerere University, pursued my first degree, then did my master's, and came back now and formed Root of Generations. So Root of Generation actually has a very hidden meaning. Root of Generation looks at a woman as a foundation of a community, of a nation, or of a better tomorrow in any household. So this organization says Root of Generations. It's not just the name. To me, it carries that meaning that I'm not just a woman, but I'm a root of generations for a better generation tomorrow, or for us to have the generation of tomorrow. We need women on board. So I looked at it like, I'm not just a woman. Let me not take the words from this general and kill my dreams. So I formed this organization with the meaning that this organization will work to look into these issues of biasness, into these issues of discrimination against women, against girls, that don't give them the opportunity to actually get what they want. A child is there because this child is miserable, cannot reach that office to explain her dreams, but just because she's a woman, she's not being listened to. So this is the essence of this organization.
What do you think have been the most significant changes for women that your organization has been serving since it was founded?
So far, I can say the organization has made a difference to those that it has worked with. We're basically working in the grassroots. We're dealing with the issue of trauma. We're trying to break some of the challenges, some of the issues that keep women back, that keep the children back. And we realize trauma is one of them. This trauma healing helps these women to come out of their hidden zone and actually embrace that, yes, I'm a woman and I'm the root of tomorrow. I'm a root of tomorrow. So the women come out, and through social environment, economic environment, political environment, you see them striving. We have some women recently were appointed into the state government, and so that's achievement to the organization. We see women in the economic ground. They are running shops because we do what we call entrepreneurship training and startup capital given to them. So you see them running shops. That means their household is better off, and the children are able to go to school. They're able to buy a pen for their children. So that's an achievement. We see also women on the social ground. They're able to stand and express their willingness to express the issues that they have been giving them a setback. So they're able to speak out easily in the social ground. So that's an achievement.
Can you put across the statistics of these women that you have given the put up capital that is sustaining their families today?
Yes, we have so far about 5 shops, really shops that are running on the ground. And then we have about 2 women from our parent support network that were appointed into the government at the state level. So that's the statistic. And we have about 15 girls that we saved from forced marriage who are actually in St. Bakita, who are studying in St. Bakita.
Where is your organization operating in South Sudan? Which areas specifically?
We're currently operating in Central Equatoria. We're dealing with the IDPs. And then we're operating in Eastern Equatoria. These are basically in Capueta, where there is a lot of issues to do with GBV and forced marriages. Then in Budi County. So this is still our scale. This is so far where we are, Central and Eastern Equatoria.
Have you faced any challenges in running your organization because of your gender? And if so, how did you deal with these challenges?
Of course, there are challenges. I always face these challenges of being looked at as young. That's number one. And then also being a woman. And there are a lot of opportunities here in terms of resource allocation from different organizations. So the organization has not been able to get the resources from these big donors. Just because, as a woman, you're not able to maybe, I don't know whether is it explaining like a man do, but those are some of the challenges we have been facing. And some of these challenges, how we go about them is by at least looking for other organizations or other UN agencies that can listen to you, because I can say there are always challenges in getting the funding as a women organization. How
did you actually overcome such challenges that you encountered on your way doing your organization work?
Of course, challenges are there to build us more, to make us more stronger. We always try our best to speak out about the organization and what it does. And so out of 10 who are listening, maybe at least 2 will come out and support us. So that's how I overcome the challenges.
What is your proudest professional achievement and why?
I can say where I am, my master's degree. It's my proudest achievement, because without it, meaning I was just to sit back and continue crying. But I didn't, so I went ahead and achieved something else.
How are you able to balance your domestic work and that of your profession?
Of course, as a woman, it's not that easy to balance, but we always, women are multitasking kind of individual. We always multitask. You make sure the office work do not interfere with the family work, and make sure when you're at home, you're fully a wife and a household caretaker, and you do all that children require. And when you're in the office, you're a professional woman in the office. So we try to balance and fight also the society, because you cannot make changes into the community when yourself you're acting outwardly or differently from what the society expects. So for you to inflict some changes into the society, you must act differently. and show that you can do both. You're still a wife at home, you're still a mother at home, and you're at the same time changing the society through your work, what you do.
Given the gender stereotype and biasness embedded in the society of South Sudan and to some significant extent in the society of African, how do you deal with stereotyping directed against you because of your work, that you are supposed to be home?
Literally, those things are there and they still affect us as women in different grounds. But we make sure, a society cannot change in a day, or a culture cannot change in a day. It takes time. But you have to put yourself in their shoes, at the same time in the shoes that you're trying to change and make them understand. We're actually working to enlighten the men to understand why women need to be in the working environment. And so, as they appreciate what comes out of those professional women, they are also changing their mindsets.
Wait, if you were to have a dinner with 3 women, both dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Oh my God, I love Beyonce. I love her music. She always talks about women who run the world, girls. So I would love to sit with Beyonce and really talk to her. And also another lady I look into is Winnie Mandela. She was one of the freedom fighter for women as well. And then I look into also Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama, through the grounds that she took, and she also fought a lot about women issues. So those 3, I can sit with them and dine.
Who is your role model that you look up to and why? Global-wise.
Global-wise, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah went through a lot. She underwent a lot of issues that would make us sit back and just watch what is happening. But she stood up, created her own environment to fight the issues. So that's my role model.
Grace,
yes.
We are actually coming to the central message, to the central point, to why we are here today. Today is actually International Women's Day, under the theme Breaks the Bias. Can you define the word bias pertaining gender?
Wow. To me, just to put it in a layman's language, bias is being discriminated or is being separated or segregated from the rest. I can say that just to make someone understand. Biasness is being put aside or not being treated like others in the same environment. So break the bias as the theme for this year is the theme that not just only celebrates the women in all the grounds, but is the word that has made us, me as a person, trying to create an imaginary world where inequality is broken, where gender issues that are hindering women from thriving, from advancing, are broken, where girl child is given the same opportunity as the boy child. So break the bias is something that I actually celebrated since the beginning the title came out. I felt that yes, we can break the bias at workplaces, in our communities, in any environment that we're in.
Why do you think it's important to observe International Women's Day?
It is very important because, women have been fighting a lot of inequalities and all this. And so their small achievements are not being known. So this day is important for us to observe it because we need to see exactly what have been women achieving, either in socio-economic or political ground. So this is a day for us for the society to actually look at some of the achievements that women have achieved. So because if we're just saying we're fighting inequality, so what shows? We want also them to be seen that actually through all the words that have been spoken, these have been changes made, either on the socio-economic or political ground.
Who do you think is responsible for taking action on women issues like women empowerment and gender-based violence in the society of South Sudan?
Everyone is responsible. A father, a mother, a sister, a brother is responsible. Fight for your sister, fight for your mother, fight for your wife, because it begins at home. You have two children, a boy and a girl. Give them equal opportunity. That way you're fighting inequality. That way you're giving these children the same opportunity. So it's everyone's. It's everyone's role. But of course, as women, we want to make sure we lead. You know, something spoken for you is something spoken against you. So if a man speak on my behalf, he may not say exactly how I would want it to be spoken. So women must also lead in speaking out.
Grace, what do you think can be done to address gender stereotypes in South Sudan?
Okay. In South Sudan, gender stereotype, you know, this is the issue that is embedded in the culture. And so you don't expect the culture to change in a day. So fighting that is not an easy thing, but we try to fight it from a household level, at a household level. For example, the issue of forced marriages. It must start at the household. When you make a change in your household, and a neighbor will see and say, so and so has done this, why don't I also do it? So we can fight as well as through speaking it out, but the change that will come from it will take some time. So it's a road we are walking through. It's not one day's thing. So we're fighting through different things that we do at a household and at a different level, through giving equal opportunity to our girls and boys, through making sure at the work environment women are also given the opportunity to speak out, and you know, so those small things we do will lead to fighting the stereotypes.
Grace, given the illiteracy we have in various families across South Sudan, what mechanism do you recommend to fight this gender stereotypes that is happening in South Sudan?
You know, someone says education is the best way to fighting an issue, because an enlightened, uneducated person, listening capacity is different from the other one. So would make sure the country prioritizes education, adult education, primary, for both old and young. People must be educated through civic education, through primary education, through adult education, just to make sure people come out of that illiteracy level.
How do you think that gender equality can be finally achieved in South Sudan?
Gender equality can be achieved and will be achieved in South Sudan through people like you embracing the changes that women made, through people like you ensuring that your wife at home goes to work and contributes towards the family, through men making sure the children are going to school given equal opportunities. Okay, so it's our contribution as a country. The government does its part, the household does its part, and individual does its part. So we all have to work together to achieve a change.
Finally, Grace, what is your International Women's Day central message to the women yearning for economic, political, and social change out there?
Where you are, wherever you are, you can break the bias. There is a woman right now in the kitchen. Yes, she can break the bias in the kitchen. There is a woman at the workplace. She can break the bias in that workplace. There is a woman now fetching water or in the bush doing something to earn the living for the community. That is also one way of breaking the bias. There is a woman in the konjo market trying to sell her vegetables to make sure she brings something to the table. That's breaking the bias. So that's my message to them, that wherever you are, you can make the change.
Many thanks, Grace, for speaking to Media Development Institute. And for now, we have come to the end of our program on International Women's Day with me, Dalgai Kula.